Have you ever felt like you have way too many tabs open, but in your brain? Well, if that sounds familiar, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to dive into a super simple but really powerful technique to declutter all those thoughts. It's called brain dumping. You know, our minds are just constantly buzzing, right? We've got worries about that project at work, we're replaying conversations from yesterday, we're anxious about what's coming tomorrow, and it all just swirls together into this constant mental noise. It honestly feels like you're carrying around this heavy backpack that you just can't put down. So, does this sound like you? A mental space so cluttered with thoughts that you just can't focus on any one thing? If you're nodding along, you're definitely not alone. But here's the good news. You don't have to live like that. So let's just call this what it is: the messy mind problem. Figuring out why our brains feel so incredibly full is really the first step to finally clearing them out. Think of your mind like a room in your house. When it's messy and cluttered, like you see on the left, it just feels stressful, chaotic. You can't find anything. But when it's organized and clear, it becomes this peaceful, spacious place where you can actually think. Our goal is to get from that first state to the second. So how in the world do we clean up that mental room? Well, the answer comes from a technique that author Nick Trenton talks about in his book, The Art of Letting Go. It's called brain dumping. And believe me, it's a shockingly simple way to get that mental clarity we're all after. So what is it exactly? Well, brain dumping is just the simple act of getting every single thought, feeling, and worry out of your head and onto a piece of paper. And here's the key: without any filter. This is not the time to worry about good grammar or perfect sentences. It is just a pure, raw transfer from your brain to the page. Now, here's a really great way to think about this. It's like your computer, right? When you have way too many programs running, your computer's RAM gets totally overloaded and everything just slows to a crawl. Brain dumping is basically like closing all those unnecessary programs. You're literally freeing up your mental RAM, which lets your brain process the important stuff so much faster. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. That sounds way too simple to actually work. But there is some really powerful psychology going on here, so let's break down how this practice actually gets the job done. First off, when you write your thoughts down, you're externalizing them. You're getting them out of you. Psychologically, your brain sees that written down task as something that's being handled, and that gives you this immediate sense of relief. It's kind of like telling your subconscious, hey, I see you, I've got this, which helps quiet down all that background noise. And then once it's all there on paper, you can finally see the patterns and pinpoint what's really causing all that stress. Okay, so you're ready to give it a shot. But where do you actually start? Well, Nick Trenton lays out 5 really effective techniques to get you going. Think of this next part as your practical toolkit for brain dumping. So there are 5 main ways you can approach this, and each one is suited for a slightly different need. Let's take a quick look at what they are so you can figure out which one might be the best fit for you. So which one should you choose? Well, let's break them down. Free writing is the purest form. You just write whatever pops into your head, no stopping. It's perfect for when you just need a quick mental release. Then there's categorized dumping. This is for when your thoughts feel like a tangled ball of yarn. You can make columns like work, personal, errands, and sort things out. Now, if you're a visual person, mind mapping is awesome. You start with one central idea and just drop branches out for all the related thoughts. The nighttime dump? Oh man, this is a game changer for sleep. You write down everything that's bugging you before bed so it doesn't keep you tossing and turning. And finally, there's the gratitude dump. This one shifts your focus. Instead of problems, you just list everything you're thankful for. It's an incredibly powerful way to change your whole mindset. All right, so we've covered the why and the how, but honestly, the most important part is just getting started. And the great news is, making this a habit is unbelievably simple. And get this? This isn't some huge time commitment. You don't need to block off an hour of your day. Just 10 to 15 minutes a day is enough to seriously reduce your stress and get a handle on all that overthinking. That's it. It's probably less time than you spend scrolling on your phone before you even get out of bed. And you don't need anything fancy. No special apps, no expensive journals, no secret skills. All you need to start this right now is a pen and a piece of paper. That is the absolute beauty of it. It's accessible to everyone. I want to leave you with this final thought. Real peace, it doesn't come from changing everything around us. It comes from managing our own internal world. And brain dumping is just a tool, a really good one, to help you give your thoughts the right direction. Out of that chaotic mess in your head and onto a page where you can actually understand and manage them. So what's one thought you could get out of your head right now?